Hello, I am the European film critic, and one of the benefits of being a European film critic is that you get to watch films long before everybody else can. The other day, Star Wars The Force Awakens went on sale 2 months in advance and it broke the internet. Well, I've got a chance to see Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'm one of the few people in the world who have seen this film. And so I will talk about this film right now. Star Wars The Force Awakens is about the Force and it awakens. There are people walking around. There are droids. There are people that lightsaber fight. If you like lightsaber fight, you are in for a treat. People fire their blasters as well. They drive around. They walk in the sand. There are stormtroopers. There are other things you remember from a film called Star Wars in this film. And my question to you is this: why would you like this film? If you like Star Wars, I feel you will like this film and so forth. So how does it rate to the original trilogy of Star Wars? Well, I have them here on VHS right now. So I rate Star Wars number 1. I rate Empire Strikes Back number 2. And I rate Return of a Jedi as number 3. And then I put Star Wars The Force Awakens as number 4. So that's if I don't have the VHS of The Force Awakens yet. So that's how I put it in there. Now the thing on this film, I do question, because thinking back to the prequels, there's a lot of people that really like the prequels and a lot of people who do not like the prequels. And the thing about Star Wars The Force Awakens, it's the same thing. You have fanboys that are going to love this or hate this. You cannot make people happy anymore. When Star Wars came out originally, there were no fanboys. There was no internet. So you just went to watch the film and you enjoy the film and the film you liked. I remember as a young lad in Europe, and I got to see the Star Wars. I waited in line and it was amazing, and it was like, wow, I have not seen this before. There were people talking, and there's stars, and there's ships fighting, and there's people in there, and you cared about the characters. You didn't care about the lightsaber fight. There was one lightsaber fight in there, and there was one little quick skirmish in the cantina. Other than that, you didn't see the lightsabers go fighting people. I don't understand why Jedi has to always be fighting lightsabers. In this film, had the least amount of fighting, and it is the best of the Star Wars trilogies and other films that come up from Star Wars. In Empire, which I do like, at the time when Empire came out, people did not like this film. They did not like it. It was sad. It ended on a sad note. It was depressing. And also, think today, the big punchline, I assume by this point everybody understands that Darth Vader is the father of Luke Skywalker. And at the time when I saw that, I was like, wow. I could not understand. How could that be? Because in this film here, Obi-Wan does not say that. But in his film here, he says, no, I am your father. It's like, wow. Today on internet, you would be like, I don't know. It would be all over the internet. And that's why people analyze these trailers and they analyze everything going on. Just go watch the film. If you like the film, good. Don't worry about just dissecting posters and figuring this out, all the names. Just go and watch the film. I know nothing. When I went to go watch Star Wars The Force Awakens, I knew nothing. I just went to go watch the film. When we get to Return of Jedi, honestly, I think it doesn't really get at the caliber of this film until the end of the film. And there's a lot of lightsaber fight going on, but I do not care about that. I care about the interaction between the Emperor and Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. That was the part that was fascinating about this film. Though there was too much commercialization of the Ewoks. And if you like products, the Star Wars The Force Awakens, there will be many opportunities for lightsabers and things that you can buy over. And a matter of fact, right now in stores, there are plenty of toys that you can get. Think back to Star Wars. There was no merchandise at the beginning. All you could buy is the record. And little by little, they had the Star Wars action figures come out afterwards. But it was not when the film was out. It was not released at that. Now, when this film came out, they had action figures ready to go. But this one here did not, and it seemed like the action figures worked with this. So you got this, you got the snow action figures when they were on the Hoth and whatnot, and then here you had all the Ewoks and the bike, the skater bike thing, and anyways. So they had all those things there. So I do ask the question. We have this film here that came out in 1977. A better film. It is a much better film. It is amazing. Star Wars, you cannot compete with. I don't care if it's new, old, or whatever. Star Wars, you cannot compete with. It is the best of all of the Star Wars films. But my question is like this, is that why are we rehashing stuff that's 30 years old? We have seen the Jedi. We have seen these stories. Maybe a TV series would be better, or the comic books or books. We've already seen it before. So Hollywood, right now, I got my phone here, and I'm going to call you. It takes a minute because I got a rotary phone. I'm calling Hollywood. Hello, Hollywood? Why are you rehashing stuff over and over again? Why don't you be innovative, make new films? Why don't you make more films like The Rise of the Robots? This film, everybody should see The Rise of the Robots. We've already seen Star Wars. Please make more films like The Rise of the Robots, films that people have not seen. Thank you. This is the European Film Critic, by the way. Bye. All right, so I made my phone call. And so this film here is innovative. There's robots in there. There's an ensemble cast. You cared about the characters. Think in Star Wars. You cared about Luke and Han and Chewie and Princess Leia and Obi-Wan. You cared about the characters. That's why you like this film. And in the new film, are the characters are you going to like the characters as much? I'm going to say probably not, because there's so much action going on. In this, there was some action going on, but you like the characters, and the characters are the most important part about filmmaking. You like the characters in The Rise of the Robots. That's why this film is great. The interaction between them. This is what Hollywood cannot do, and I just called up and told them that. So Hollywood, make more films like The Rise of the Robots. Star Wars has already been done. I do predict Star Wars, The Force Awakens will do amazing in the box office. It will sell a lot of tickets. But will it be as good as Star Wars? I will tell you it is not. Perhaps only time will tell, but we will find out that I am correct. That Star Wars is the most amazing of the Star Wars films out there. And Hollywood, make more independent films like The Rise of the Robots. There are other films that are good too. This is not the only good independent film. There are other independent films that are good. This is a good independent film though. So you should watch The Rise of the Robots. And it pains my heart that more people do not see The Rise of the Robots, but a lot of people will see The Force Awakens. And they're missing out on some of the heart that this film had. The little film called Star Wars. This film had heart. That's the reason why we love this film. We cared about the characters. We cared about the people. This is heart. The special effects are germane to the story in there. There was one lightsaber fight in the cantina. There's one lightsaber that's brought up, and that's it. In The Rise of the Robots, there's no fighting except for the robot fight, which is germane to the plot because it symbolizes in the brain of the protagonist of how technology and robots are fighting against each other for humanity, fighting for humanity. So that robot fight is so paramount for The Rise of the Robots as well. This fight was paramount. I would say in Empire, that fight with Darth Vader, if you look, Darth Vader is just toying with Luke because Luke is no good on lightsaber. And he's just like lifting him. He's just like going back and forth with one hand, and then he gets mad and he takes his hand off. And that's because and there's the interaction of this. A lot of fighting on this one here at the end. But the story part was more important than the fight, and that's one thing I think we today, with the special effects in the film audience today, they want more action, when it should be more about characters and stories you care about, like Star Wars or The Rise of the Robots. So anyways, so this is what I say as European film corrector. I will give my review now of Star Wars The Force Awakens. So if you love Star Wars, I would say go to the matinee, save a few dollars and watch it then. You will enjoy it. If you hate Star Wars, don't go watch this film. You will hate this film. Go for a walk or ride a bike, or better yet, go find a VHS and watch Star Wars, because it is amazing. And then afterwards, find The Rise of the Robots. So I will rate the film. If you have a choice between watching Star Wars, The Rise of the Robots, or The Force Awakens, watch Star Wars first if you've never seen Star Wars. Then watch The Rise of the Robots. Then watch Star Wars or Force Awakens if you still have time in that day. That is my review. I am the European Film Critic. I hope you enjoy this review. In 2 months after when the regular people get to see Star Wars The Force Awakens, let me know what you think of the film. Maybe it's better than Star Wars. I do not think it will be. But we shall see. That's me. I am the European Film Critic. I hope you enjoy this review. It does compute.